Meow. 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 Okay. It is working. Hey, what the? There we go. Meow. Meow. Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday! How are you? How's everyone's Wednesday been? It been a good Wednesday? Yeah? Yeah? I feel so far away. I don't like it. Me. Okay, I like this better. I like this better. Hello to Will. Congrats on being first, Will. Hello to Omega Andy. Hello to Alciveras. Hello to Manager Sam. Hello to JK General. Hello to Poker. Hello to Edugy. Hello to Klaus. Hello to Alciveras. Hello to Seabiscuit. How's everyone today? Thank you for the affiliate anniversary messages. How are you? Meow. 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 Today's gonna be kind of short because I have a lot to do for Pengy Party. But I wanted to read some stories. I've been trying to work on second book, can't seem to get back into the zone, and I keep getting distracted. Oh no, I hope this provides relaxation and not distraction. Or maybe inspiration, who knows? I got this book from Barnes and Nobles. It's called The Blue Fairy by Andrew Lang. And there's some stories in here, and I thought it could be fun to read them together. What? Thank you for the 60 stream streak. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Joey. Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. Thank you for checking in. CJ, happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. Thank you for checking in. How are you today? Thank you, Will. That's so... Redeems bald. You can't bald me. I'm unbaldable. My hair's firmly attached to my head, and it's not going anywhere. How's your guys' day so far? But yeah, today's gonna be kind of short because I have to re-record again. I took a shower and I'm getting ready to go to a family member's birthday party. Happy birthday to CJ's family member. Happy birthday. How am I? I'm great now that all of you are here. Smile. Alola Lusali. Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. How are you? Meow. So I have this book from Barnes and Nobles. Streams are never short when you're 10 feet tall. That's true. And I figured I could read some of the stories from here. They're very pretty. I wish I could show you guys the illustrations. But yeah, I am sorry. I wish I could stream for longer, but as Pengy Party approaches, I'm really feeling the stress. I can't get these covers to sound good. But the first, so it's like full of, wait, how many stories is in this book? It's there's, oh my god, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24. So there's 25 short stories in here that we can peruse throughout our voyages together. But I picked out a couple for today, and then yeah, I hope you guys can relax. I'm okay. I'm feeling way better. Redoing my home tab for something. I'm glad you're feeling better, Lusali. Joe, thank you for the 25 stream streak. Wow. Thank you, Joey. So I hope a little bedtime together will or not bedtime. Wait, no. Uh Story time together will help you relax and go to bed tonight. You guys' sleep schedule is stressing me out. It's very scary. I might sleep good. I know that a couple of you kept asking. Actually, I should turn some things off before I forget. Hold on. Hold on. Wait, no, that's fine. That one. Okay. Now I get no sleep. I'm terminally tired. Ooh, relatable. But no, you must sleep. Sleep is very important. It's very important. How can you be a sailor if you don't sleep? Sleep is part of the job. Also, I find the ocean, like on the breeze, to be the most relaxing time to sleep. Like, does the ocean breeze ever make you guys tired? I sleep on the job. Yeah, it's part of the job. Your voice is very wonderful. Thank you, Poker. Um, I'm having, I've been having a time with singing, so thank you. Oh, well, thank you for the pity bites. Yeah, that was, thank you. Ooh, sorry. The recordings have been really stressful. I wouldn't know since I don't got any oceans. What do you mean? The Earth has 7 oceans. How do you not have any oceans? Sleep, we have chocolate muffins. Yo, that sounds so good right now. I had chocolate chip cookies in hopes that they would help me feel better. I think they worked. Okay, so one of the first stories is called Snow White and Red Rose. Does Snow White sound familiar to you guys? Does it sound familiar, meow? I feel like I should be playing something, but I know ASMR streams don't play anything in the background, so I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be playing music. So Snow White and Red Rose. Oh, I can't read this, it's so far away from me. A poor widow once lived in a little cottage with a garden in front of it, which grew 2 rose trees, one bearing white roses and the other red. She had 2 children. Mikey. Hi, Mikey. Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. How are you? Thank you for checking in. She had 2 rose. How's your wait, not Tuesday. How's your Wednesday been so far? Yeah, it's story time. She had 2 children who were just like the 2 rose trees. One was called Snow White and the other Red Rose, and they were the sweetest and best children in the world, always diligent and always cheerful. But Snow White was quieter and more gentle than Red Rose. Oh, wait. No, not Red Rose. Rose Red. I can't read, guys. This is embarrassing. How's my day's hot as heck? It's very hot. It's been so hot lately. Oh my god, the weather is brutal. Rose Red loved to run about the fields and meadows and to pick flowers and catch butterflies. Hi, Tranquility. Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. How are you? How's your Wednesday been so far? But Snow White sat at home with her mother and helped her in the household or read aloud to her when there was no work to do. The 2 children loved each other so dearly that they were always walked about hand in hand whenever they went out together. And when Snow White said, "We will never desert each other," Rose Red answered, "No, not as long as we live." And the mother added, "Whatever one gets, she shall share with the other." They often roamed about in the woods gathering berries, and no beast offered to hurt them. On the contrary, they came up to them in the most confiding manner. The little hare would eat a cabbage leaf from their hands, the deer grazed beside them, the stag would bound past them merrily, and the birds remained on the branches and sang to them with all their might. Hi, Blade. Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. How are you? How's your Wednesday so far? We're doing some bedtime stories. No evil ever befell them. If they tarried late in the wood and the night overtook them, they lay down together on the moss and slept till morning, and their mother knew that they were quite safe and never felt anxious about them. Once, when they had slept all night in the wood and had been wakened by the morning sun, they perceived a beautiful child in a shining white robe sitting close to their resting place. The figure got up, looked at them kindly, but said nothing, and vanished into the wood. And when they looked around about them, they became aware that they had slept quite close to a precipice, over which they would have certainly have fallen had they not gone a few steps further in the darkness. And when they told their mother of their adventure, she said what they had seen must have been an angel that guards good children. Snow White and Rose Red, oh my gosh, and Rose Red kept their mother's cottage so beautifully clean and neat that it was a pleasure to go into. In summer, Rose Red looked after the house, and every morning before her mother awoke, she placed a bunch of flowers before the bed, from each tree a rose. In winter, Snow White lit the fire and put on the kettle, which was made of brass, but so beautifully polished that it shone like gold. In the evening, when the snowflakes fell, their mother said, "Snow White, go and close the shutters." And they drew around the fire, while the mother put on her spectacles and read aloud from the big book, and the two girls listened and sat and span. Just like you guys listening to me read. There's a big book, and I'm reading to all of you. Hi, Joker. Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. How are you? Hi, Missing No. Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. How are you? We're doing a little bit of story time to help you guys sleep, because your sleep schedule is making me nervous. We're reading Snow White and Rose Red. Thank you for reading, teacher. Something tells me this won't end well. Do most classic fairy tales end well, though? How's your guys' Wednesday so far? I can't sleep anyways. I hope we fix that missing no. I hope we can fix that right now. Beside them on the ground lay a little lamb, and behind them perched a little white dove with its head tucked under its wings. One evening, as they sat thus closely together, someone knocked on the door as though he desired admittance. Not allowed to watching a child. Oh, good luck with babysitting. That sounds stressful. I do not miss babysitting jobs. It's actually dinner time for me. Oh, okay. Enjoy your dinner, Will. What are you eating for dinner? I'm still at work waiting for the end of day. Okay, save this for right before bed then. Right before bed. Then hopefully this helps you sleep. The mother said, "Rose Red, open the door quickly. It must be some traveler seeking shelter." Rose Red hastened to unbar the door and thought she saw a poor man standing in the darkness outside. But it was no such thing, only a bear who poked his thin black head through the door. Rose Red's... What? Oh, I thought I saw something. Rose Red screamed aloud and sprang back into terror. The lamb began to bleat, and the dove flapped its wings, and Snow White ran and hid behind her, the mother's bed. But the bear began to speak and said, "Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you. I am half frozen and only wish to warm myself a little." "My poor bear," said the mother, "lie down by the fire, only take care you don't burn your fur." Then she called out, "Snow White and Rose Red, come out. The bear will do you no harm. He is good. He is a good and honest creature." Amazing. Now just ate and now listening to Guppy on my couch. Oh, Yasumi made poker. I hope you go to sleep. So they both came out of their hiding places, and gradually the lamb and the dove drew near too, and they all forgot their fear. The bear asked the children to beat the snow a little out of his fur, and they fetched a brush and scrubbed him till he was dry. Then the beast stretched himself in front of the fire, growled quite happily and comfortably. The children soon grew quite at their ease with him, and led their helpless guest a little fearful life. They tugged his fur with their hands, put their small feet on his back, and rolled him about there and here, or took a hazel wand and beat him with it, and if he growled they only laughed. The bear submitted to everything with the best possible good nature. Only when they went too far he cried, "Oh, children, please spare my life." Oh my god, they're mean. This picture's so mean. What the heck? This illustration's crazy. And it was time to retire for the night, and the others went to bed. The mother said to the bear, You can lie there on the hearth. In heaven's name, it will be the shelter for you from the cold and wet." As soon as the day dawned and the children let him out, and he trotted over to the snow into the wood, from this time on the bear came every evening at the same hour and lay down by the hearth and let the children play what pranks they liked with him. "Hi, Common Rider. I hope you have a tasty dinner. What are you having for dinner?" And they got so accustomed to him that the door was never shut till their friend had made his appearance. When spring came and all outside was green, the bear said one morning to Snow White, "Now I must go away and not return again the whole summer." "Where are you going to, dear bear?" asked Snow White. "I must go to the wood and protect my treasure from the wicked dwarfs. In winter, when the earth is frozen hard, they are obliged to remain underground, for they can't work their way through. But now, when the sun has thawed and warmed the ground, they break through and come up above to spy the land and steal what they can. What once falls into their hands and into their caves is not easily brought back to the light." Snow White was quite sad over their friend's departure, and when she unbarred the door for him, the bear, stepping out, caught a piece of his fur in the door knocker, and Snow White thought she caught sight of glittering gold beneath it, but she couldn't be certain of it. And the bear ran hastily away and soon disappeared behind the trees. "This bear's rich, that's crazy." A short time after this, the mother sent the children into the wood to collect. They came in their wanderings upon a big tree, which lay felled on the ground, and on the trunk amongst the long grass they noticed something jumping up and down. But what it was they couldn't distinguish. "Dopey's a thief." "Oh no." When they approached nearer, they perceived a dwarf with a wizened face and a beard a yard long. The end of the beard was jammed into a cleft of the tree, and the little man sprang about like a dog on a chain, and didn't seem to know what he was to do. He glared at the girls with fiery red eyes and screamed, "What are you standing there for? Can't you come and help me?" "What were you doing, little man?" asked Rose Red. "You stupid, inquisitive goose. Oh, he's mean," replied the dwarf. "I wanted to split the tree in order to get the little chips of wood for our kitchen fire. Those thick logs that serve to make fires for coarse, greedy people like yourselves quite burn up all the little food we have." I had successfully... Kia ora, William! Happy Throwback Thursday for you! How are you? Had successfully driven the wedge and all was going well, but the cursed wood was so slippery. We're reading bedtime stories, so everyone goes oyasumi mead. You're doing good? Yay! Yay! I'm glad you're doing good. It suddenly sprang out, and the tree closed up so rapidly that I had no time to take my beautiful white beard out, so here I am, stuck fast, and I can't get away, and you silly smooth-faced milk and water girls just stand and laugh. Ugh, what wretches you are. Bro's beefing with kids, that's kind of crazy. The children did all in their power, but they couldn't get the beard out. It was wedged in far too firmly. "I will run and fetch somebody," said Rose Red. "Crazy blockheads," snapped the dwarf. "What's the good of calling someone else? You've already too many for me. Does nothing better occur to you than that?" "Don't be so impatient," said Snow White. "I'll see you get help," and take her scissors out of her pocket and cut off the end of his beard. As soon as the dwarf felt himself free of the seas, he seized the bag full of gold which was hidden among the roots of the tree, lifted it up, and muttered aloud, "Curse these rude wretches, cutting off a piece of my splendid beard." With these words, he swung the bag over his back, disappeared without as much as looking at the children again. Shortly after this, Snow White and Rose Red went out to get a dish of fish. As they approached the stream, they saw something which looked like an enormous grasshopper springing toward the water as if it were going to jump in. They ran forward and recognized their old friend the dwarf. "What are you going to do?" asked Rose Red. "You're surely not going to jump into the water." "I'm not such a fool," screamed the dwarf. "Don't you see that cursed fish is trying to drag me in?" The little man sitting on the bank fishing, when unfortunately the wind had entangled his beard in the line, and immediately afterward a big fish bit, and the feeble little creature had no strength to pull it out. The fish had the upper fin and dragged the dwarf toward him. He clung on with all his might to every rush and blade of grass, but it didn't help him much. He had to follow every movement of the fish, and it was in great danger of being drawn into the water. The girls came up just at the right moment, held him firm, and did all they could to disentangle his beard from the line, but in vain, beard and line were in a hopeless muddle. Nothing remained to produce the scissors and cut the beard, by which a small part of it was sacrificed. I need water. Whoops. And when the dwarf perceived what they were about to do, he yelled to them, "Don't you call that manners, you toadstools? To disfigure a fellow's face? It wasn't enough that you shortened my beard." Oh, page. Hello, Lixian. Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday, how are you? We're doing some bedtime stories so everyone can get some rest tonight. But must now needs cut off the best bit of it. I can't appear like this before my own people. How's your Wednesday been so far, Lixian? I wish you had been at Jericho's first. Then he fetched a sack of pearls that lay among the rushes, and without saying another word, he dragged it away and disappeared behind a stone. It happened that soon after this the mother sent the two girls to town to buy needles, threads, laces, and ribbons. Their road led over a hearth where huge boulders of rock lay scattered here and there. I see. Well, it's good. I'm on vacation. Enjoy your vacation. That's amazing. I hope you're getting lots of rest and rejuvenation. That's when Gimli, son of Glowing, comes and slaps some manners. Where did I read? Oh, rock lay scattered here and there. While trudging along, they saw a big bird. It's Big Bird from Sesame Street, hovering in the air, circling slowly above them, but always descending lower, till at last it settled on a rock not far from them. Immediately afterward, they heard a sharp, piercing cry. They ran forward and saw with horror that the eagle had pounced on their friend, the dwarf, and was about to carry him off. You know, there's actually birds like that in South America that can, I think in South America, that can they could take children as like food. It's kind of crazy. The tender-hearted children seized a hold of the little man and struggled so long with the bird. Hey, Freehold, you scared me. With the bird that at last he let go of his prey. When the dwarf had recovered from the first shock, he screamed in his screeching voice, "Couldn't you have treated me more carefully? You could have torn my thin little coat all to shreds. Useless, awkward hussies you are." I'm gonna get this guy. Then he took a bag of precious stones and vanished under the rock into his cave. The girls were accustomed to his ingratitude and went on their way and did their business in town. On their way home, as they were again passing the earth, they surprised the dwarf pouring out precious stones out on the open, for he had thought no one would pass by so late an hour. The evening sun shone on the glittering stones, and they glanced and gleamed so beautifully that the children stood and gazed on them. "What are you standing there gaping for?" screamed the dwarf, and his ashen gray face became scarlet with rage. He was about to go off with these angry words when a sudden growl was heard, and a black bear trotted out of the wood. The dwarf jumped up in great fright, but he hadn't had time to reach his place of retreat, for the bear was already close to him. Then he cried in terror, "Dear Mr. Bear, please spare me. I'll give you my treasure. Look at all those beautiful precious stones laying there. Spare my life. What pleasure would you get from a poor feeble little fellow like me? You won't feel me between your teeth. There, lay hold of these two wicked girls. They will be a tender morsel for you, as fat as young quails." This guy's mean. What the heck? "Eat them up for heaven's sake." But the bear, paying no attention to his words, gave the evil little creature one blow with his paw, and he never moved again. The girls had run away, but the bear called after them, "Snow White and Rose Red, don't be afraid. Wait, I'll come with you." Then they recognized his voice and stood still. And when the bear was quite close to them, his skin suddenly fell off, and a beautiful man stood beside them, all dressed in gold. "I am a king's son," he said, "and I have been doomed by that unholy little dwarf who had stolen my treasure to roam about the woods as a wild bear till his death should set me free. Now he has got his well-merited punishment." Snow White married him, and Rose Red his brother, and they divided the great treasure of the dwarf had collected in his cave between them. The old mother lived for many years peacefully with her children, and she carried the two rose trees with her, and they stood in front of her window, and every year they bore the finest red and white roses. Okay, that was kind of crazy, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Freehold, she's very suspicious. There's a lot. They even have Hansel and Gretel. Have you guys read the original Hansel and Gretel? It was good though. I liked it. I liked it. I didn't know what to expect. I haven't read most of these. They have, let me see. Let me read some titles for you guys. Not since I was a kid. Let me see. What titles catch your attention? We have The Bronze Ring, Prince Hyacinth and the Dear Little Princess. I do like the idea of that one. The East of the Sun and West of the Moon, The Yellow Dwarf, Cinderella or the Little Glass Slipper, Aladdin and the Wonderful Lamp, The Tale of a Youth Who Set Out to Learn What Fear Was, Beauty and the Beast, The Master Maid, Why the Sea is Salt, The Master Cat or Puss in Boots, Felicia and the Pot of Pinks, The White Cat, The Water Lily, The Gold Spinners, The Terrible Head, The Story of Pretty Goldilocks, The History of Whittington, The Wonderful Sheep, The 40 Thieves, Toads and Diamonds, Prince Darling, Bluebeard, The Princess on Glass Hill, The Story of a Prince Ahmed and Fairy Paribano, The History of Jack the Giant Killer, The Black Bull of Norway, The Red Etten, and Hansel and Gretel. Any of those sound interesting to you guys? We got a lot of options. I think I would read Bluebeard? Where's Bluebeard? Where's Bluebeard? Where'd I? Ah, 335. Okay. Oh, I went too ahead. Here we go. In my opinion, okay, we'll read Bluebeard then. Bluebeard. There was a man who had fine houses both in town and country, a deal of silver and gold plate, embroidered furniture, and coaches gilded all over with gold. But this man was so unlucky as to have a blue beard, which made him so frightfully ugly that all the women and girls ran away from him. What's wrong with having a blue beard? I got blue hair. What are you trying to say? What the heck? One of his neighbors, a lady of quality, had 2 daughters who were perfect beauties. He desired of her one of them in marriage, leaving to her choice which of the 2 she would bestow upon him. They would neither... I can't read. This is too far away. They would neither of them have him, and sent him backward and forward from one another, not being able to bear the thoughts of marrying a man who had a blue beard. And what besides gave them disgust and aversion was his already been married to several wives, and nobody ever knew what became of them. Oh! Bluebeard, to engage their affection, took them, with the lady their mother, and 3 or 4 ladies of their acquaintance, with other young people of the neighborhood, to one of his country seats, where they stayed the whole week. There was nothing then to be seen but parties of pleasure, hunting, fishing, dancing, mirth, and feasting. Nobody went to bed, but all passed the night in rallying and joking with each other. In short, everything succeeded so well that the youngest daughter began to think the master of the house not to have a beard so very blue, that he was a mighty civil gentleman. As soon as they returned home, the marriage was concluded. About a month afterward, Bluebeard told his wife that he was obliged to take a country journey for 6 weeks at least, about affairs of very great consequence, desiring her to divert herself in his absence, to send for her friends and acquaintances to carry them into the country if she pleased, and to make good cheer wherever she was. Here, said he, are the keys of the 2 great wardrobes, where I have my best furniture. There are my silver and gold plate, which is not everyday use. These open my strong boxes, which hold my money, both gold and silver. These are my caskets of jewels, and this is the master key to all of my apartments. But for this little one here, it is the key of the closet at the end of the great gallery on the ground floor. Open them all, go into all and every one of them, except that little closet which I forbid you, and forbid it in such a manner that if you happen to open it, there's nothing but what you may expect from just anger and resentment. She promised to observe very exactly whatever he had ordered. When he, after having embraced her, got into his coach and proceeded on his journey, her neighbors and good friends did not stay to be sent for the new married lady, so great was their impatience to see all of the rich furniture of her house, not daring to come while her husband was there because of his blue beard, which frightened them. They ran all the rooms, closets, and wardrobes, which were all so fine and rich that they seemed to surpass one another. I need water. Whoa. Raxorim! The absolute maker has arrived. How are you? How are you? Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. Whoa, I'm so sorry. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I got coffee on my book. No. After they went up to the two great rooms where there was the best and richest furniture, Mr. Blue sounds sus. What if Mr. Blue isn't sus? What if he's protecting them? Well, look who's finally doing ASMR. I will have you know this is my second ASMR stream. And it's the same as before. It's bedtime stories. Nothing has, it's just a little treat. After that, they went into the two great rooms where there was the best and richest furniture. They could not sufficiently admire the number and beauty of the tapestries, beds, couches, cabinets, stands, tables, and looking glasses, in which you might see yourself from head to toe. Some of them were framed with glass, others with silver, plain and gilded, the finest and most magnificent ever were seen. Wait, have you read this story before? No. We're reading it together. ASMR is ASMR. I'll take it in whatever form it takes. Yay! Okay, I hope you like it. Tenjank! Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. How are you? And thank you for the lurk, Raxorim. How's your Wednesday so far, Tenjank? They ceased not to extol and envy the happiness of their friend, who in the meantime in no way diverted herself in looking upon all these rich things. Thank you for checking in, Tenjank. Because of the impatience she had to go and open the closet on the ground floor. She was so much pressed by her curiosity that, without considering that it was a very uncivil to leave her company, she went down a little back staircase, and with such excessive haste that she had twice and thrice like to have not broken her neck. Being come to the closet doors, she made a stop for some time, thinking upon her husband's orders, and considering what unhappiness might attend her if she was disobedient. Thank you for the lurk, Poker. Bro, my dad woke me up and this is making me mow the lawn at this time. Oh, be careful, Poker. Be safe. I'm so sorry. At this time is crazy. No. But the temptation was so strong she could not overcome it. She then took the little key, opened it, trembling, but could not at first see anything plainly, because the windows were shut. After some moments, she began to perceive that the floors was all covered with clotted blood, on which lay several women ranged against the floor. After having somewhat recovered her surprise. Cello Flo, thank you so much for joining the crew, Sailor. You are now part of the Sea Siren Shanty. How are you today? What am I hearing right now? A spooky story. A very spooky story, apparently. I guess Bluebeard killed his wives. That's crazy. That's crazy. How are you, Cello Flo? What are you reading this? This is hard. It's children's bedtime stories, but like old fairy tale stories. Like old ones. They're very, very old. Like this is a collection that has like Hansel and Gretel, Snow White, Cinderella, but they're all the originals. What is it? There's what are some other classics that I read down the list? Beauty and the Beast is another that appeared. I don't think the rest are super popular from my understanding. But yeah, this is kind of crazy actually. I did not expect the 40 Thieves is also on this list. I didn't expect it to take this turn. I'm not gonna lie. I think I will move on to the next story actually. For this was quite gruesome. Let's see. What sounded good? That explains why it's so dark. Yeah, old fairy tales are very dark. But they're meant to be learning lessons to have children be extra obedient, which is the point of them. I don't know why they would want. Well, I do know why. It was like Christian teachings or whatever. Oh, they even have Goldilocks in here as one of the stories too. Yin Yang. Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. How are you? Oh, thank you for checking in, Yin Yang. I would like to read. Let's read a classic. Let's read. Actually, that one won't be too long. I haven't read this one before. Prince Hyacinth and the Dear Little Princess. I've never read that. Moose. Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. How are you? How's your guys' Wednesday so far? Bluebeard was actually meant to teach women how to escape an abusive husband. At least some versions of it are. I didn't know that. I've never heard of this story before. So I was not prepared for the turn that it took. I was like, whoa. Hi, Moosely. How are you? Why the sea is salt? Actually, that one calls to my attention. 162. 162. 162. Oh, whoops, I passed it. They also have Puss in Boots in here. I forgot to mention that. Wait, actually, Puss in Boots could be fun. I used to read Aesop Fables. They're a classic read. Ah, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Actually, let's do Puss in Boots. I take it back. Hi, Valentis. Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. How are you? Thank you for checking in, Valentis. How are you? Meow. Let's do Puss in Boots, guys. I actually never read Puss in Boots before. I've only seen it through Shrek. How's your guys' day so far? There was a miller who left no more estate to the 3 sons he had in his mill, his cow, and his cat. The partition was soon made. Neither scrivener nor attorney was sent for. They would soon have eaten up all the poor patrimony. The eldest had the mill, the second the cow, and the youngest nothing but the cat. I've been good just doing errands on my day off. I hope it's been a good day off. You're just existing. I hope existing means relaxing and taking care of yourself. The poor young fellow was quite comfortless at having so poor a lot. My brothers, said he, may get their living handsomely enough by joining their stocks together, but thank you for the hydrate, Yin Yang. But not nearly as cool as he is in Shrek. Aw, that's true. I forgot to turn that off. Hi, Galfred. Hi, Galfred. How are you? How are you, Galfred? Hello to Sopissus, to Galfred, to Omega Andy, to Torgimus. Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday, guys. Thank you for the raid, Galfred. How are you? Let me see. What were you up to today? Wait. I'm out of order. Chutamate. He's good. We just started about an hour. No, not an hour ago. 40 minutes ago. And we're reading bedtime stories. You played what's Sinking Shitty? Sinking City. What is Sinking City? These alliterations are gonna be the death of me. Also, hello Raiders, my name is Guppy, and I am the time traveling 2.5D captain here on the Sea Siren Shanty. And normally I don't do ASMR, but today I thought it would be nice to help relax after such a stressful week and get our sleep in order. It's an Eldritch Horror detective game. Oh, that sounds right up my alley, actually. I love Eldritch Horror. I love solving puzzles. I have to check it out. Did you have fun? Did you have fun today? Also, if you gotta rain and run and do post-stream self-care, like drink water and stretch and eat food, No worries. I promise to take care. I'll take care of them. I promise. I promise. I'm a terrible detective, but you're so smart. You're so smart. Sorry, I heard someone very loud outside and it scared me. I know you can do it. Maybe it's one of those games where like they leave you a little mysterious and confused, and then when the puzzle pieces come together, you're like, "Whoa, this is sick! This is crazy!" There are fish people. There are fish people in the game. There's ape people in the game. I need to play this game. I need to play this game right now. This sounds right up my alley. What the heck? That is amazing. Hold on, I gotta look this up. Actually, I'm very curious. The sinking. Hold on, wait. Let me put my mic lower so you can hear the little clicky clacks. Oh, it doesn't pick it up anymore. What the heck? Ooh, it didn't pick up my thing. The sinking shitty. Oh no, the sinking city. This is hard. Oh my god, this is embarrassing. This poster's crazy. This is a crazy poster. What the heck? Do you play as first person or third person in this game? This is fascinating. Whoa, why does that guy? Whoa, there really are fish people and AP. Whoa, whoa. This is so cool. This is so cool. Wait, can I control Cthulhu in this game, or am I solving to figure out that it's Cthulhu? Or do I have to fight Cthulhu? I think these are probably all spoilers, but I hope it's a mixture of all three at some point. It's third person. There's no tutorials. It heads up. I love going in blind, actually. I love when the game says no. I love when it makes me figure it out on my own, actually. Like I'm being very genuine. I don't mind tutorials, actually. I like them in older games because I feel like it's not so what is the word? They're not spoon feeding it to you, but I feel like I remember recently playing the like not the most recent God of War before the new one that's coming out, and I was like, they keep telling me what to do. They keep telling me what to do. They keep like the tutorial is like it's not what's the word, guiding like I imagine a tutorial would be. It's very like spoon feeding. I feel like it's hard to walk that line. I don't know what's happening, but I've noticed that. I like to at least be told what buttons to hit. Yeah, I like to be told what buttons to hit. I don't want to be like spoon fed the information. But I feel like recent games have lost that ability. But it would be nice to know what's going on, so then you're not completely blind. Because what happens if you don't know that you're supposed to hit certain combos and then you figure it out by accident and you lose a rare item along the way, and you're like, oh my god, I really needed that item, so that means you have to restart the mission and go all over, which means you have to go back to a previous save file, which means you could have lost hours of progress. I'm not speaking from experience. That's one reason why I like the Soulsborne games. They don't hold your hand. Okay, but Soulsborne is hard. You're built different, Will. I'm weak. First thing anyone in the city tells you is nobody's going to hold your hand, so figure it out for. Oh, they literally. Oh wow, they literally tell you that. That's kind of nuts. But what if I want to hold hands? What if I want to hold hands, Calfred? I'll hold your hand. Okay, I'm gonna go back to reading. We're reading Puss in Boots. At least the original. I've never read the original Puss in Boots before. You'll hold my hand too, guys. I'm gonna hold Calfred's hand. I'm in. I'm locked in. Let's go. I won. You get to be a snitch. Wait, a snitch? Like a tattletale? I don't want to tattle on people. That's lame. You hold my hand too. Let's all hold hands. Yes, I'm winning. This is my perfect victory. I win. But why a snitch? Unless maybe I'm thinking of a different. You also get to not be a snitch. There's choices. Oh, okay, so I don't have to rat people out. Okay, am I playing as a cop? Do you play as a cop? He's kind of giving like I don't. At first, I thought private detective, and I'm like, oh wait a minute, he could be like an actual cop. I didn't consider that, and that's why snitching is an option. Oh no, detective man. Okay, but there are many. He's PI. Oh, yes! I love a PI. I love a good PI. Yes, yes, yes. You can't see, but I'm clapping my fingies together in excitement. Yes! I love a private detective, private investigator game. I feel like it's different. I feel like stories handle themselves very differently in like a cop um game or like a cop perspective versus like a private investigator perspective. Um I was watching I just I want to watch rather. Like I saw a snippet. I saw a little sneak preview and I want to watch Darth Maul the show. Um and I didn't know that one of the characters was a cop. I found out like as a spoiler through TikTok clips and I was like, "Oh my god, he gave me private investigator vibes." Like I really liked him and I'm like, "Oh, he's just a regular cop working for the Empire." Boo. But wait, it's kind of interesting because like if he's giving off private investigator vibes while being a cop for working for the Empire, maybe this could be something rather fascinating. Maybe he goes against the Empire. I don't know. I really want to watch the show, but I'm also scared to watch the show. I got mixed feelings. Anyways, wait, how did we get here? Oh, Puss in Boots. I'm supposed to be reading Puss in Boots right now. This is the opposite of relaxing stream. Whoops. But again, if you gotta raid and run, no worries. I'll take care of anyone. If you want to hang out, I would be so appreciative. I bet there's lots of cops in the Empire that like to pretend they're detectives. I don't even want to get into that. Like that, yes, probably. Or like they think that they're like above the system and like not adding to the Empire. What? All right, brother. All right, brother. That's a tale as old as time. Let's be so for real right now. I want to watch it. The what is it? I saw like snippets of the background as well. They brought back the watercolor backgrounds. They look so good. They look so good. I really like the bureaucrat guy in Andor. I liked Andor a lot. I liked Andor a lot. It was really good. It was really, really good. I was brought to tears multiple times. And then I went back and rewatched Rogue One so I could understand the sequence of things. And I was like, I might rewatch Andor. I really liked Andor. I haven't seen the Mandalorian movie yet, but I feel like I don't want to because I didn't like the Mandalorian show to begin with. Like or rather, I didn't dislike it. That's not fair to say. I didn't dislike it. It just wasn't my thing. I think is a better way to phrase it. Like it was alright. Like okay. And then I think after like the end of the first season, I was like, okay, I'm over this. Actually, I've had enough. I've had enough of this. Um, So I'm curious to see how the movie handles itself and if it's like a continuation or if it's like mm, not a, what is it? A shortened version of the first two seasons into one? Maybe? I don't know, I'm kind of curious. But oh, I just saw the time. Today I have to pick a story. I have to pick a short story that is not too violent. Actually, idea for the next ASMR, Signalis ASMR. Those are two contradicting statements, Tenjink. I'm gonna need you to elaborate. Like I'm not opposed to it, but I'm gonna there you go. I don't think that's ASMR, Tenjink. Metal tearing, violent screeching. I was like, those are two contradicting words right there. I don't think Signalis is ASMR material. I'm gonna be honest with you. Violent screeching, metal tearing, flesh cutting sounds, shotgun blast. No, no, I can't do that. I would get scared and I would be the one making all of those sounds. Distant Yuri sobbing. Oh, I can give you that right now if that's what you want. Bliss. You guys are sadists. What is this? What the heck? But if you want distant Yuri sobbing, I've already cried enough this week. I can give you some more tears. I actually really should like try and get my emotions in order. Oh, my eyes are so swollen from how much I've been crying. I'm scared. Yes, the classic ASMRs. Shotgun blast. Have you guys heard like a shotgun blast IRL? Like an actual shotgun blast, not an edited one or like a tuned one to a movie, but like one that is next to you. That is one of the most terrifying sounds in the world. I still remember that, and that was what, 18, 19 years ago? Oh my god, I was in tears. I was in literal tears. I was not ready for that. It is loud is an understatement. Like loud is it is an immense understatement. And the kickback on those things. Oh my god, they're so scary. They're so scary. I had a bruise on my shoulder for weeks after that. Your soul jumps out of your body. Yes. Actually, yes, that is need earmuffs for a reason. I don't did I have earmuffs at the time? I think I did, but I didn't put them on right. I don't know. But that was so scary. That was so scary. I don't recommend. No, that is the opposite of ASMR. There's nothing calming about it. I can like still hear. I can hear even like the sound that happens after you shoot a bullet, and it's like the after effect sound of like the ricochet, like going, or not the ricochet, the sound wave like booming again, like ripples. Tinnitus, not tinnitus. It's not a ringing. It's like it's specifically like a sound, like a shock wave ripple that is like an after effect after the bullet is shot. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. It's so scary. Hi, Manny. Hi, Manny. Meow. Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday, Manny. How are you? Guys, Manny just celebrated their birthday recently. It was sick. It was so much fun. You guys should go check out Manny. He's really cool or whatever. Well, thank you for the bitty bites. Guppy, I can't hear you. What? I'm whispering. It's time to go. I mean, I was trying to remember the song that Pengy performed like last year, and I was, what is it? Ojosama, go to sleep or something like that. I can't remember. That's what I think of whenever I'm doing these streams. But how's your day, Manny? And thank you again, Will, for the bitty bite. Let me try and get through at least one more story, because I did say today is short, and I see the clock ticking down, and I have to finish these recordings. One Wet Wigglers Wednesday. Snail. Happy Wednesday. How are you? I had an exam today, and you aced it, and you did so well. You aced the exam with flying colors, not a single question wrong, because you're a smart cookie. Can you read my immortal? That'd be really funny, actually. You know what? Yeah. Hold on. I'll give you that right now. I'm awake again. Good morning, Manager Sen. Clock in for your shift. I'm reading my immortal. Hold on. You want it? You asked for, oh, right on my favorites tab. The first thing in my favorites tab. Perfect. Don't read that. Why? Watch this. Oh, whoops. My aura. Whoops. This is gonna be so hard. Hold on. I gotta lock in for this. Hold on. What kind of voice would she have? Hi, my name is Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway, and I have long. Okay. Shh. And I have long ebony black hair. That's how I got my name. With purple streaks and red tips that reach my mid-back, and icy blue eyes like limpid tears, and a lot of people tell me I look like Amy Lee. If you don't know who she is, get the hell out of here. I'm not related to Gerard Way, but I wish I was, because he's a... Because he's a major fucking hottie. I'm a vampire, but my teeth are straight and white. I have pale white skin. I'm also a witch, and I go to a magic school called... I can't do this. Called Hogwarts in England, where I'm in the 7th year. I'm 17. I'm a goth, in case you couldn't tell, and I wear mostly black. I love Hot Topic, and I buy all my clothes from there. For example, today I was wearing a black corset with matching lace around it, and it's so beautiful. Okay, I gotta. Oh, whoops! I'm dropping everything. Oh no, it's so hard. Okay, okay, okay. With matching lace around it and a black leather mini skirt, pink fishnets, and black combat boots. I was wearing black lipstick, white foundation, black eyeliner, and red eyeshadow. I was walking outside Hogwarts. It was snowing and raining, so there was no sun, which I was very happy about. A lot of preps stared at me. I put up my middle finger at them. This is so hard. I think I could get through the first page. I think I could get through the first page. I think I could do it. And then the rest I can't. Oh my god. Hey, Ebony, shouted a voice. I looked up. It was Draco Malfoy. What's up, Draco? I asked. Nothing, he said shyly. But then I heard my friends call me and I had to go away. Is it good? Please tell me, Fangs. I'll give you one more page. I thought it was longer. Hey, what's up, Draco? Anything for the manatee. Anything for the manatee. Hot Topic for people with taste. I miss what hot. I went to Hot Topic recently, guys, and I was like, oh my god, there's actually like some crazy cool merch in here. And then I saw some clothes, and I was like, wait, these are actually really cute. These are cute. I don't fit into any of it. Not a single thing. It's like a size extra, extra small to small in there. I'm like, what is going on? Okay. The next day I woke up in my bedroom. It was snowing and raining again. I opened the door of my coffin and drank some blood from a bottle I had. My coffin was black ebony, and inside was hot pink velvet with black lace on the ends. I got out of my coffin and took off my giant MCR t-shirt, which I used for pajamas. Instead, I put on a black leather dress, a pentagram necklace, combat boots, and black fishnets on. I put on 4 pairs of earrings in my pierced ears and put my hair in a kind of messy bun. My friend Willow, Anne, Raven, this is you, woke up then and grinned at me. She flipped her long waist-length raven black hair with pink streaks and opened her forest green eyes. She put on her Marilyn Manson t-shirt with black mini with a black mini fishnets and pointy high-heeled boots. How do you wear this to school? Like, genuinely. Like, anytime I would wear like nice clothes to school and I try and dress up and look nice for school, I get overwhelmed. Like, I'm just trying to lock in. We put on our makeup, black lipstick, white foundation, and black eyeliner. OMFG, I saw you were talking to Draco Malfoy yesterday, she said excitedly. Yeah, so? I said, blushing. Do you like Draco? She asked as we went out of the Slytherin common room and into the Great Hall. I am not built for this. No, I so fucking don't, I shouted. Someone should teach a class on this fic as a lesson in how not to write a story. There's actually some professors that have that have done lessons, I think, on this particular fanfic as like pop culture references and how they kind of like spiral and tumble into like referencing other things. I can't remember what the seminar was, but I heard it from a friend of a friend. Vampire powers, probably. Instant clothes change. Okay. That's what I don't. I'm not a vampire. I'm a mermaid, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, right, she exclaimed. Just then, Draco walked up to me. Hi, he said. Hi, I replied flirtatiously. Guess what? He said. What? I asked. Well, Good Charlotte are having a concert in Hogsmeade, he told me. Oh my fucking god, I screamed. I love GC. They're my favorite band besides MCR. Well, do you want to go with me? He asked. I gasped. Okay, guys, that's all I got in me. That's all I got. can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I think this is torture for both of us. I don't think students are allowed to wear high-heeled shoes anymore. Wait, really? Really? Is that a thing? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Blood gallons of the stuff. I haven't heard those lyrics in forever. If I had a teacher tech my immortal school, I'm locking it. Okay, but like, yeah, I think professors and teachers should do that. Like, think of pop culture references that the students are involved with, and get them excited and make it relevant to what you're trying to teach. Like, My Immortal has a lot of grammatical errors and a lot of spelling. There's a lot of going on there, but you know, you can. There's no denying that she is most certainly iconic. Everyone knows about her, whether they want to or not. Then meet the students where they're at. Exactly. You got to meet the students where they're at. You got to want them to want to learn and meet them where they're at, because otherwise they're gonna think, what's the point? Um, did you guys have fun? I have a related topic. So you can adopt manatees and they have cute names, but it would be really cool if a manatee named Vegeta or Naruto or some shit. I would name a manatee Rock Lee, cause Rock Lee and manatees are all good noodles. They're all good boys. They're all good girls. They're all good guys. I love them. Rock Lee, bro. I love Rock Lee. I love Rock Lee. I've always thought it would be funny to dress up as Rock Lee or Guy Sensei, because I have really big eyebrows. So I think it would be. I think I would do Guy Sensei. Yeah, I would cosplay Guy Sensei and do the bowl cut and everything, and make my face look older too. I think that would be really funny. There's actually a lot of people from Naruto I want to cosplay from, but I'm too scared to do it. I don't know why I've been so scared to do it. Guppy, I want to have an aquarium and put little guppies in there. They're also good starter fish. They are good. Well, it depends. Wait, what kind of guppies? Some good guppies are good starter fish. Shoobs, thank you for checking in. Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. How are you today? I think you should have a little a little aquarium, Manny. I think you should. There's a really cool. I don't want to say pet store because that's not really the word, but like farmstead store, um, that have really cool animals that they raise and take care of, that they also sell because like they have too many the babies, they like keep having babies and they can't keep up, and they have a lot of fish in there as an option as well. If nothing else, such a class could stop another fanfic turned real book from happening. 50 Shades. I love the connection between 9/11 and 50 Shades of Grey. I love that. I it is amazing. It's awe-inspiring, truly. Biologists are nerds massively. Like, there's a manatee already called something like that. Even if the wild, wait, I believe it. Absolutely, absolutely, 1,000%. But you know what? There could be two Rockleys. It's okay. IDK, can you tell Pengy to let me have one? Why? Why won't she let you have one? What the heck? You're literally in the water. You're a manatee. You can take care of fish. Foist. Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. How are you? How are you, Foist? Oof. Hi. I was reading stories and I've gotten distracted. We went from, well, hello there. We went from classic children's fairy tales to My Immortal. I'll give you guys one more story. Maybe not a classic children's fairy tale, because we're way off track now. So what would you guys like me to read? Within reason. My Immortal was pushing it. That took so much out of me. I'm weak. How's your Wednesday so far? How's your Wednesday so far? You get one more story. Which one would you like? Meow 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 meow. Alright, I'm gaming right. Oh hell yeah. I love gaming. Let's go gamers. Let's go gamers. I thought about playing games today, and I was like, no, let's do something relaxing. Everyone's sleep schedule is scaring me right now. Have you read my? I have not read your story yet. I actually want to plan for that. I wasn't gonna do it off on a whim. I wanted to specifically plan a stream and like make a whole announcement that I was reading Sailor stories because I wanna give it like the proper attention that it deserves. Like you guys wrote these stories, I want everyone to have as much notice to participate in it and hear your stories because of the subathon and Pengy party and all of these things like happening at the same time. I haven't been able to coordinate a proper schedule because I'm a little overwhelmed, admittedly. So I would rather just do like random things throughout the week, and then for those big things, which I have several big things planned, um including that, I want to make sure that those are properly announced and given the attention that they deserved. And speaking of Pengy Party, did you guys get your tickets yet? Did you guys buy your tickets for Pengy Party? Meow. You got your tickets for Pengy Party? There we go. That's what's up. Wait a minute, man. You're performing. You got your performer tickets. That's right. That's right. Ah, that's so sweet of you. No, it's not even it's what's deserved. It's not even being sweet. It's like you guys put all of this effort into this and you're being kind enough to share this with me. So I was like, "Whoa, I should like plan this accordingly, not just on a whim. That's not nice to you guys. Normally I'm much better prepared and planned, but I'm very very overwhelmed and these recordings have taken a lot out of me and my eyes are like swollen golf balls from how much I've been crying. I got an e-ticket. Let's go. I am. Yeah, you're literally performing, Manny. What are you talking about? You're performing. Whoa! Alex, Alex, happy whimsical whale Wednesday, sweetheart. How are you? Oh my god, it's been so long. Wait, hold on, hold on. Oh, mods beat me to it. Sheep raid. Hello, raiders. Welcome in. My name is Guppy, and I am the time traveling 2.5D captain here on the Sea Siren Shanty. And today we were reading ASMR bedtime stories, and then it turned into my immortal fanfic bedtime story. So now I'm just taking requests at this point. But how are you, Alex? How was your raid? What were you up to today? What were you doing? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, 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 oh. Dragon Quest? Dragon Quest? I was reading I got through 2 pages before I was like, I can't do this anymore. Unless you guys really want me to continue reading that, then I will do whatever you want. I can try. What is it about? What's Dragon Quest about? I've never heard of it before. The third? The 2D remake. Enlighten me. Share with the class. What's it about? Yeah, you can read one of mine if you want. Slaps myself. No. Well, one, there's not a selfish idea. Two, I mentioned this already that I was going to read, but read the stories on a separate stream. But if you really want me to read one of yours, because you do have several, actually, you do have several short stories, so I could read one of them tonight if you want me to, and then like several of them on the designated stream. JRPG, it's really. Oh, I love JRPG. Basically, Hero Magic Party. Oh, that sounds like fun. Wait, I have to check it out. I'll check out the VOD afterwards, actually. That's so exciting. That's so exciting. Also, if you got a raid and run, Alex, no worries. I'm so happy to see you. Please take care. Please drink water. Please have a snack. I promise to take care of the sheepies. Thank you again for the raid. Do you have any? I have to run to dinner. I love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Enjoy dinner. I hope you have a very tasty dinner. Thank you. Oyasumi min. You want one of yours, Will? Alright, let me pull it out. I think. Did I leave my gym bag in my car? Oh, shoot. Wait, did I bring my gym bag down? That's a good question. Because I read it at the gym on the treadmill. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. Sorry. Give me 1 second. I do see the bag, but it's buried under some stuff. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Okay, we're so back. We're so back. Let's read. Let's see. Don't think this one is. Well, this one is a little long. I did remember reading this one was a little. The last one. Oh, I haven't read the last one yet. I haven't read the last one yet. Oh no. Tales from the Universe Tree, the song that attracts many. Is it that one? I haven't read this one yet. I was gonna read Meow. Hi Valentis. Meow. This one's I think a little long. Like it's not long for a short story, just like if I want. Let's see. 'Cause I don't have a lot of time left. But I want to read one of your stories. Okay, I guess we'll read this one, yeah. Let me pull up you guys over here. Okay, so this one's one of Will's stories. I haven't read this one yet. Will has a anthology of short stories called Walking with Summer Dreams, and I've been reading it when I go to the gym, and I've read quite a bit of them, but I haven't gotten to the last story yet, which is called Tales from the Universe Tree, the song that attracts many. And it's sweet, right? It's a sweet story. Is it a sweet story? I did really like the dragon one. I'm not gonna lie, the love of the father. That one's quite sweet. You see how many pages is it? I do like that. I actually really want to read that one for you guys. It's really sweet. I like it. Daniel eyed Max Lumet suspiciously and knew that he was up to something. That was always the case with Max. He had this aura about him that reeked with action. That was just the way it was. It didn't matter if he had anything planned or not. If you saw Max with his broad shoulders hunched over like a bear on all fours and his bushy eyebrows raised in thought, then you knew something was going to happen. So tell me, Daniel, he asked casually. He smoothed his dark hair with his greasy hands. What are you up to? Max slowly eyed his friend sideways with a raised eyebrow, as he always did when he was perplexed. Daniel felt a tingling in his stomach, not because it was particularly funny, at least he thought that Max had not meant it to be, but because he had known Max long enough to know that eyebrow meant. Daniel and Max had known each other since grade school, and reading each other was as easy as reading a book. High school had not changed this much, hardly at all now that Daniel thought about it. If anything, he had blossomed from a real book into a baby's picture book. Sometimes he could just... Eh? What's wrong, Will? What's wrong? Meow. What's wrong, Meow? Did I mess up? Did I mess up? Nothing, just imposter syndrome. No, it's good. No, this is really good. I really liked this one. I really, really thought this one was sweet. I lost where I was. Hold on, give me a moment. Sometimes he could just look at the other boy and know what he was thinking. Around them, some spoke in hushed tones, some not so hushed tones, of two of them being buddies, but neither of them had ever given much thought of the taunts. Even now, in the mass torrent of voices that meshed with usual smells of high school cafeteria, Daniel could feel eyes drilling into them with contempt and mocking. Two people sitting alone in a corner when most people sat five to a table was enough to draw eyes. But Daniel knew better. We'll screw them anyway. What do you mean, Dan? Max asked. There was a smoldering quality in his voice, but if Daniel heard it, he gave no notice. He chuckled, bemused. Come on, Max, I know that look. What look? Daniel hunched his shoulder and raised an eyebrow, mocking Max to a level that was almost an insult. Whenever you look like this, he gestured to himself and mimicked Max. You always got something planned, and I never know what, but you always do. Max gave the other boy a hearty snort and narrowed his eyes. He looked ready to say something like, F you or leave me alone. Daniel almost flinched under the gaze. What was he so upset about? Anger did not come naturally to Max, and when it did, it looked forced. But now he looked as if he had stuck his hand in a hornet's nest and was ready to snap at anyone. Daniel smiled warily as if to say, I don't mean anything, but Max didn't seem to notice. Instead, he sighed and sagged visibly. Well, if you must know, he said gloomily, I'm going to the great tree tomorrow with my dad. Daniel's smile vanished, replaced by a bewildered frown. Why on earth are you going there? Vacation. Vacation, Daniel chuckled. The great tree and the forest surrounding it had been under government protection and closed to the public for as long as he could remember. Well, the tree itself had anyway. The government had erected a viewing platform a few miles away where people could see it and take pretty pictures. But getting any closer was impossible, not that there was much to see anyway. One giant arm of wood throwing a punch to the sky. If Daniel remembered correctly, he had seen it before many years ago, and he had been bored out of his mind. Dad's idea. Max paused to take a gulp of his chocolate milk. I love chalky milk. He wants us to go see some dragons. It's the only place, he said, where we could see some real dragons. Can you believe that? I mean, dragons. He laughed. Daniel laughed with him. The very idea was ludicrous. Everything they'd been taught in history and natural science classes said dragons had been hunted to death for their scales, which had been used in everything from clothes and armor to God knows what else over 100 years ago. Oh, and there were nut jobs that said it wasn't true. They always were. Every so often, someone would say that they had spotted a number of dragons flying around the forest surrounding the great tree, but no scientist had ever been able to find any physical proof to support the witness claims. I like dragons too. That's why I wanted to read this one to you guys. What is he on drugs? Daniel chortled. Max just shrugged. So you're going to stand on the viewing platform and just wait for a dragon to come up and say hi? Sounds fun. No, Max's face fell. What do you mean? I don't know how he did it, but he somehow got permission to actually drive up to the base of the tree and look around. Isn't that impossible? Max snorted and shrugged. How should I know? One day he barged into my room and said, Max, we're going to go see dragons at the base of the tree. His sigh was almost a growl. I protested and told him that was crazy, but he showed me the permit. He shrugged in exasperation. Couldn't well argue with that, could I? And I believe it? And you believe it? Do I look like I do? But I can't deny what I saw. Max paused to finish off his chocolate milk in one long gulp. I guess I'll find out tomorrow. Silence fell between them for a moment. Daniel stared at Max as if he'd never seen him before. He seemed withdrawn, was the only word he could think of, as if he was nursing a private hatred. But that, of course, made no sense. Hatred was as foreign to Max as anger. What's wrong with him? I've never seen him like this before. That wasn't entirely true. He had seen him mad a handful of times, but he felt Max's mood was close enough. You can come with us if you want, Max said suddenly, smiling, and crushed the now empty carton of milk. Could be fun, he laughed. You might even see a dragon. Daniel didn't say anything and studied his friend for a long moment. Max wasn't handsome, but not bad looking for a man. Dark emeralds stared back at him anxiously. He had a fat nose on an almost gaunt face, but for some reason always made Daniel think of a Picasso painting. His disheveled brown hair needed cutting. He was moderate in nearly every sense of the word, a kid with nowhere to go and every reason to dress up for it. Only that wasn't true, not now, but he couldn't place his finger on exactly why. Hello. Max tilted his head to one side. But do I have something on my face? Daniel blinked and then shook his head. No, I was just thinking. Max shrugged. Well, do you want to come or not? Daniel thought for a moment. He couldn't remember much about the time that he had visited the great tree, aside from being so bored that even grating his teeth brought a chuckle, but he nodded. I might as well, if it's okay with my parents. Tomorrow's Saturday, right? No one that he knew had ever walked under the great tree's branches before, and it might be more interesting than Googling at the thing all day from a distance. Besides, for all I know, there might be dragons there. Max's smile grew wider by the word. Yes, it is, he clapped his friend on the shoulder. I'll call my dad and have him call your parents. He stood up, slinging his backpack over his shoulder. See you tomorrow at 8 in the morning. See you then. With that, he strode away with a renewed spring in his step. Daniel almost laughed out loud. It looked like he was skipping along like a girl. Oh, I just saw the time. Oh no. Let me drink water. I may not be able to finish this one. The rest of the day was as much like he had expected, except that he couldn't concentrate. His thoughts kept drifting on what Max had said. Seeing dragons at the great tree, what was Max's father thinking? Was he one of those loons who had believed that they existed? Not him, he thought. Certainly not him. He tried to put it out of his mind, but that did no good. He spent the rest of the day half in a dream, That night after dinner, Daniel stayed at his desk, his eyes burned and bloodshot with incandescent irritation that made the rest of his face contort with itchiness. Sorry, I forgot how long most of these stories were. Oh, it's not even that. Well, like, I like the length of them. It's just me. It's just me and the looming deadlines scaring me. So I want to see if I can at least get through halfway of this one because I really like this one. This one was one of my favorites. I really liked this one. Robin Jones, thank you for checking in. How are you today? Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. Not him, he thought. Certainly not him. He tried to put it out of his mind, but that did no good. He spent the rest of the day in half a dream. That night after dinner, Daniel stayed at his desk, his eyes burned and bloodshot with incandescent irritation that made the rest of his face contort with itchiness. He had several tabs open, all of them articles concerning dragons, the great tree, and the sightings of dragons. He leaned back in his chair and rubbed his eyes on the back of his hands. What am I even looking for? He growled to himself. Nothing about this trip made any sense. He wondered if maybe Max made it up, that they weren't going to the great tree but rather somewhere else. Robin, wait, no. Joker, thank you for the 7-stream streak. Thank you. After all, Max did have a love for pulling pranks. When they were younger, he was always getting stuck in some trouble or other. Oh, his jokes were usually harmless enough. To this day, an old teacher of theirs still wondered how the hell the cats had gotten into his desk. Daniel dismissed that idea, though. Max wasn't a liar, and the desperation in his eyes when he had asked had been genuine. He had been so sure of that. But then why does everything about this feel so odd, he thought. What are you hiding, Max? And then another thought hit him. What if it was Max who was getting played by his father? Nobody that had heard of had ever got a permit to go near the great tree. It didn't exist, so, still up, his mother entered the room soundlessly, like a cloud. He turned his head and nodded. His mother was a kind and smart woman with short black hair that made continuous S shapes in her bangs. My throat hurts. Oh no. Oh no. Definitely wouldn't write this the same way if I wrote it today. When did you write this, Will? Oh. I'm so sorry, guys. I did a 7-hour recording session and today was another 3 hours and I'm feeling it. Late high school, early college. You were a baby when you wrote this. This is still really good. Like, this is really good. I wouldn't have questioned that at all. You were a baby when you wrote this. Oh. Oh. It's really, I wouldn't have known. It's good. This is Will's. Yeah, this is okay. Let me. So y'all know who wrote this. So I can make it clear. This guy right here. This guy. Yeah, he wrote this. It's called Walking with Summer Dreams. And you can I think you can get this on Amazon if you want to get it. He wrote this. It's good. There's a lot of short stories. I really liked this one. It's a longer short story, but it's not long at all, but yeah, Amazon, yeah, is really good. I can't wait to get through the rest of it. I have where did I leave off again? Let me see. I left off at I finished Kiss the Cook. The Star Child Born. That's where I'm at. That's the next one I'm reading. It's really good. I highly recommend it. Smiling, she reached out and flipped the light switch. The sudden brightness made Daniel blink. It's almost 12. Daniel swiveled around in his chair and barely stifled a sigh from turning into a yawn. I know, this time he did yawn, too tired to show his incredulity of her invasion. It's just, you're worried about the trip with Max tomorrow. His mother sat down at the edge of the bed opposite his desk. Her voice was flat and matter-of-fact, but it had a trill of humor to it. Though what she thought was funny was anyone's guess. Pow pow, happy whimsical whale Wednesday, how are you? Yes, it is ASMR today. We're reading one of Will's short stories. Well, not worried exactly. Well, not worried, not exactly, he replied, just a little confused. About what? His mother scratched her nose absently. There's nothing to be confused about. You, Max, and his dad are going to the Great Tree tomorrow to look for dragons. Yeah, but he trailed off. He guessed that Max's father hadn't told her the whole story yet. He didn't see any reason why he wouldn't. Then again, he couldn't see why he would either. The trunk of the tree was closed off for a reason. It had to have been. Nobody closes a place for no reason. Wisely, he hoped it was wise. He kept his mouth shut about it. He wondered what she would do if she knew that what Max's dad had planned. Probably lock me in my room and not let me go out until Monday. Meow. But what? His mother asked, meow, a little impatiently, the dark circles under her eyes, staring out at him, signaling that it was his time to sleep in that way that only mothers could convey, meow. Absently, he wondered how she did that, meow. He scratched a spot on the back of his head dully, meow. Nothing. He pulled out a chuckle, meow. I guess you're right, meow. I'm worrying over nothing, meow. His mother nodded, meow. Good to know. Her voice was reassuring, was a reassuring ring in his ears like a favorite song, meow. I don't, is it loud for you guys? I'm not quite sure. Smiling, she stood. Now get some sleep, all right, meow? I'll talk to you. Was it a good volume? Was it a good volume? I'll wake you up at, say, 10 till 7. He nodded, meow. Good, she went on, meow. She leaned in and kissed her son on the forehead, meow. Thank you for checking in, pow pow. Meow. Good night, Dan, meow. I love you, meow. He told her that he loved her too when she left, meow. Now imagining every character as a When she had to shut the door behind her, Daniel spun back to his laptop, meow. He took a deep breath and shook his head to clear it before going back to the article he had been reading, meow. It was 2 days ago, a little story that was tucked away under the abyss of hack and slash journalism that is printed when there is absolutely nothing interesting to talk about, meow. He squinted and read the headline aloud, meow. Child spots dragon at the great tree. He reread the article in a quick, half-dreaming dash, meow. Taking in a phrase there, a word here, and when he had gathered enough, he tossed it into a bowl and stirred it until the sense of it floated up to the top, meow. It was a meager article, barely a blurb, but it was one of the best ones he could find, meow. The boy had been with his mother when it happened, meow. They were coming up to the observation platform when the boy saw it off to the side. Oh, I lost my place. I'm so sorry. Give me a second. The article gave a rather detailed description of the beast, saying that it was as long as a school bus and as big as a mansion, meow, with horns crowning its webbed head and eyes polished like polished obsidian, meow. It didn't have scales, it said, but fur like a musky bison's hide, meow. Daniel leaned back in his chair and crossed his arms, meow. It could have been a dragon, he thought, meow. Could it be the product of a kid's overactive imagination, meow? Or a tree stump that got mistaken for something else, meow. He sighed and moved to turn the computer off, meow. In a few hours, he whispered, meow. It won't matter what it was. He stood and plopped down on the bed, meow. He would find out soon enough, meow. The first time Daniel had seen the great tree was when he was 5 years old, meow. Back then, it had been in a storybook that he had often read, meow. As Max's father pulled into an abandoned edge of the forest surrounding the tree, a line from the story flashed through his mind, meow. The dragons, whoever wrote that is obsessed with cats. I guess Will really likes cats, guys. I don't know what else it could be. The dragons fly on the wind, meow. Mother Tree shelters them from when they are tired, meow. Together they shine, meow. He didn't know what the line meant, not anymore, meow. The long shadow of age had robbed him of his power, meow. What's wrong, Dan? Max's voice was heavy with a half-droning tone that rubbed in time with the car's air conditioning, meow. Daniel turned to his friend, blinked once to try to moisten the eyes gone suddenly dry, and took a quick breath through his nose, meow. Oh, nothing. He rubbed his eyes, meow. I'm just a little tired, that's all, meow. Max smiled and nodded. Meow. Yeah, me too, meow. He cleared his throat, meow. It's a little early, meow. It was almost 11 in the morning now, meow. But when he had first left the house earlier in the morning, the sun hadn't risen, meow. Daniel had protested, but it made sense, meow. The great tree was a drive that lasted hours and had a few places to stop in between, meow. Nothing but flat country to stare at for miles and miles, meow. Oh, the journey hadn't even been that bad, but Max and he had talked for hours about anything, video games and movies mostly, meow. The car skidded to a halt abruptly, meow. Ahead of them was a square whitewashed brick building, flanked on either side by a thick steel mesh fence and crowned by barbed wire, meow. Okay, that's the last meow. Or we hit the timer. To either side of the building, there were 2 guards with assault rifles slung over their shoulders. They glared warily at Mr. Lemon's SUV, if they expected to eat, as if they expected it to eat them. A window and rereading this again. I see the sorry, I see the foreshadowing now. Rereading this again. Whoa. A window encircled the side of the building, and Daniel could see 2 clean-shaven guards with gray uniforms and pistols in their holsters. Daniel swallowed and offered up a small prayer underneath his breath nervously. He thought that his heart was going to claw out of his chest. Please let that permit be real. What foreshadowing? Sorry, I don't know of anything foreshadowing. Sorry, I'm not gonna spoil anything. Sorry. One of the guards, a burly man with a clean-shaven face and a snout of a nose, approached the car. Mr. Lemon turned to the 2 boys, and smiled reassuringly. Let me do the talking, he said calmly. Daniel couldn't believe how calm the man sounded, but he only nodded. This area's off limits, said the guard coldly after Mr. Lemon had rolled down the window. Mr. Lemon smiled amiably. I understand that, sir. He reached into his pocket, but this is a lawful entry. He pulled out a small card about the size of his palm and showed it to the burly guard, who snatched it away and studied it intently as a puzzle. Where'd it go? Daniel glanced at Max sideways. The other boy was staring at his father, nostrils flaring. Why did he seem so calm? Well, maybe not calm, but did he have to look at his father as if he was paying for the groceries? No, really, I don't know what you mean. I didn't anything about the store. The car eating the the guards is a foreshadowment, whether intentional or not, because of some of the what is it adjectives that you use throughout the story, and I'll leave it at that. Is everything in order, sir? Mr. Lemon asked. The guard said nothing for a moment, his eyebrows furrowed furiously, and then abruptly the guard thrust the card back into Mr. Lemon's hands and whirled back to his companions, barking orders. Well, all right. Well, that was easy, said Mr. Lemon. When they were a few miles past the checkpoint, Max snorted and Daniel snagged visibly. Thank God that permit was real. For a while they sat in silence. Daniel kept his eyes focused on the world outside. Trees flew by the SUV's window, but Daniel hardly noticed. What was Max up to? What did he want him to see? Perhaps it was just to see dragons, real or imagined, but he just couldn't accept that. What was it? Why am I racking my brains over this? He thought. Whatever it is, we're here. Max's father's voice rumbled with controlled enthusiasm. The car died willingly. Tim Lemon unfastened his seatbelt and opened the door. He was a lean man with dark hair framed by wings of white at his temples. His face held a hidden smile. He was Max, ripened to perfection by age. Max opened the door, and the air that swept into the car was sweet, fresh. Daniel followed his friend out, and his mouth fell to the ground. The giant tree, the 8th wonder of the world, clung to the sky. Indeed, from where he was standing, it was the sky. Branches flung themselves in all directions. Mr. Lemon had parked his SUV against a root the size of a fat oak. The roots crawled under his feet, and their backs arched and writhed with their way to the surface, where thin emeralds veiled them. Looming over them, the trunk of the tree was the pillar that held the earth together, as broad and as thick as the shoulders of Atlas, and taller and more majestic than the highest mountain peaks. The sunlight that occasionally rained down from the cracks in the swaying branches made the whole thing sparkle. Daniel thought that if a breeze should come, the tree would undoubtedly sing. It was beautiful. It was nature itself. Max abruptly chuckled. This is your first time seeing it up close, right? Daniel blinked, cheeks reddening, and looked at his friend and Mr. Lemon staring at him with both impatience and an odd sort of amusement. He chuckled, but it was a shaky chuckle. Yes, he said sheepishly. I was the same way when I first saw it this close. Mr. Lemon smiled up at the trunk. It has this kind of effect on everyone. Sometimes I wonder if that's the reason they closed the tree to the public. That's not important. It's really breathtaking, though. You've been this close before? Daniel's head snapped back straight. As if he had spoken aloud, Mr. Lemon turned and said, Yes, I've been here before. Many times. This used to be a popular spot for... He shrugged. Well, let's just say the trunk isn't as closely guarded as you might think. Jovan! Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday! How are you? How are you? Meow. But it is guarded, Daniel insisted, unable to keep the worry from his voice. Will that permit really keep them off us? It will, Mr. Lemon patted his pocket. I had to pull a lot of strings to get it, so it better. I doubt we'll need it, though, but better safe than sorry. He glanced off to his right, then he smiled suddenly. Daniel followed the older man's gaze, but all he could see were more veiled roots. What was he looking at? Well then, Max piped in cheerfully. He slapped Daniel on the shoulder congenially so hard he winced. Big tree. It's a big tree, guys. It's a massive tree. It's huge. His friend pulled him close. We better get going, then. Them dragons ain't gonna show themselves. He threw his head back in an uproarious laugh. This isn't a game, Max, Mr. Lemmet said patiently, more patiently than he looked. These animals are dangerous. One wrong look and they'll bite your head off as if they're in a... One wrong look and they'll bite your head off if they're in a good mood. Oh, please, Dad. Max rolled his eyes ostentatiously and then smiled like a jackal. Spare me the safety lecture. It's advice, Mr. Lemmet replied heatedly. Not angry. Not exactly. But the heat was rising. Max's eyes narrowed. He let go of his friend and then swaggered toward his father as though he were a spoiled prince. What was he so upset about? Hi, Jovan. Hey, Guppy. Didn't want to interrupt the reading. It's okay. It's not interrupting. No worries. I'm happy to always say hello to you. Your presence is always welcomed. It's never an interruption. For what? He spat out the words like an insult. We're not going to find anything here, Dad. You know that. Hell, every school kid in this world knows that. You want to know why? Mr. Lemon's face grew colder with every word. His mouth tightened. But Max never flinched. Because they're all dead. Hunted to extinction, remember? That. Mr. Lemon's rage seemed to shake the very earth itself. Daniel was surprised at the calm in the older man's voice, though, as if he had explained all of this before and his patience was wavering. Is what everyone with a mouth and no brain wants you to think, son. He crossed his arms across his chest. But let me ask you, have any of those dumbasses ever seen a dragon's carcass? Have they ever found any bones? Did they see them all die? Have they seen the news recently? Max sighed. His expression didn't change, but when he spoke, his tone was milder. Dad, listen to yourself. You sound like... Daniel turned and strode off to the surrounding forest. Dragons or no dragons, he wasn't about to let Max's and his father's bickering ruin his day, though personally he thought that Max was probably right. But, he thought, it's not like Mr. Lemmet is wrong either. He doubted dragons existed, but anything was possible. And besides, I want to see one up close. Good point, Papa. Very good point indeed. Let me get water. My throat really hurts. Ooh. I hope you guys are ready for this part. This part's fun. Oh, there's chapter 5 for this. Forgot about chapter 5 and 6. Oh no, we're halfway. I forgot how long this one was. Shoot. And I do have to go soon. Oh no. How would you guys feel about ASM? No, Will, it's not on you, it's on me. Had I known, I would have started reading this one first. I literally forgot. I should. How do you guys feel if I do ASMR again tomorrow rather than Undertale? And I finish off Will's stories, and I read you some more stories, or I do ASMR on Friday and Undertale tomorrow. There's not a really good schedule for this week because I'm really cramming for Pengy Party. Rest your voice, you can help but read to sleep. Okay, yeah, my throat really hurts right now. It really, really hurts. What do you all in chat guys think so far? I love it, but you already know that. I love this one. I love how it ends. But I don't want to spoil it. What do you guys think of Will's writing? What do you guys think of the book High Holy Lands? Thank you for the hydrate. How are you today? Happy Whimsical Whale Wednesday. Sup, nerd? How are you? I think the book, so far is really good. Rest your voice better ASMR day after. Okay, so ASMR tomorrow or Friday? I misunderstand. So I think I understand it as tomorrow, right? You want tomorrow? Tomorrow I would start roughly around Friday. Okay, that makes more sense because tomorrow I would start at around 3. And I would end at like 6 or 7, 6, 7. And Friday I would start somewhere between 6 to, oh my God, 6, 7. Fuck me, man. What the hell? Somewhere around those times. I would start around 3 tomorrow, or around 6 on Friday. Okay. No, thank you, Will. I'm so excited to continue reading it. I'm so sorry I can't continue reading it. When I speak this quietly, it's very it's really aggressive on the throat. At least for me it is. Um I don't know why. Like I have found it like, oh, I like it's hurting. So, and I got a lot of recordings to do, so I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. But thank you guys again for hanging out with me. I hope you're able to rest well, have sweet dreams, and I'll see you guys. Hold on. See, let me write the message. Siren shanty sailing in a crew full of smiles for. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Onegaishimasu. We gotta raid. Don't go anywhere. For our shark in command. We haven't raided Jasper in a while, in a very long while. And he just came back recently from moving. Oh shoot. There we go. He just came back from moving. Ignore the pink. The pink is this. It's that. So I hope you guys take care. Yeah, he was moving for a long time, so he hasn't been able to stream for a while. So he just came back this week. So I was like, okay, let's go visit Jasper. Let's go give him some love and attention, because it's been a long move. But thank you guys again. Take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for, I guess, Undertale. We continue our Undertale escapades. I'm very excited to show you guys what I've been cooking up, not just for Pengy Party, but for like streams. I have several things that I wanna share with you guys, but I can't just yet. And I hope you remembered to submit your ship suggestions over on the Discord. Did you do that, guys? Did you send your ship suggestions in the Discord? Yeah, you did them? You got, or not Discord, I'm sorry, in the Google Docs, but the announcements is in the Discord. Yes, ship suggestions. We're going to design the Sea Siren Shanty. So there's a Google form on Discord that is basically you guys drop your suggestions for what type of ship we should have. Like what kinds of ship, things you want to see in the Sea Siren Shanty. It needs a bar, yeah. No doubt about it. A lot of y'all love to party, and I can respect that. So yeah, under announcements, I think it'll be, actually maybe let me get the link for you guys directly. It's this one. That's the link. All right. I'll see you guys again tomorrow for some Undertale. Oh, I lost the raid message. Oh no, I lost the raid message. Choto. Okay, there it is. There's the raid message, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow for some Undertale, okay? Oh, Yasumi. Oh, hi, Aduchi. Get home safe. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, Aduchi. Oh, Yasumi, to Valentis, to Will, to Eduji, to Robin Jones, to Holy Lance, to Will, to Poker, to Jovan, to Pow Pow, to Sopisus. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night, Dorcas.